Hello everyone, thanks for joining us here on Horizon. Well, when energy executives gathered in Tulsa this month for the Governor's Conference on Energy, what you heard was an optimism of unrivaled proportion. There is a power surge underway in this country, and the benefits, they are abundant. Amazing new drilling technologies are finding oil and gas in new ways and in new places previously unimaginable. And worries over energy scarcity have turned into enthusiasm over our domestic energy abundance, with Oklahoma at the forefront. There's a lot to brag about when it comes to Oklahoma's many energy resources.
So Oklahoma's energy mix of energy resources are diverse, which leads our state to be more competitive and also, frankly, be more business-friendly, more business competitive.
From the podium in front of energy executives from around the country, Governor Fallon says an all-of-the-above energy strategy is working well for the state.
And by the way, the world is actually taking notice of that. In fact, last year, the Fraser Institute released its Global Petroleum Survey and named Oklahoma as the best place in the world for energy investments. Did you hear me? Oklahoma as the best place in the world for energy investments. For all you out-of-state companies, I hope you heard what I just said. It's a great place to invest.
Governor Fallon was one of several speakers to take the mic, all with a similar message. American energy production is back in a big way. In September, domestic oil production hit 7.75 million barrels of oil a day, a pace that, if sustained, would make our country energy self-sufficient in a little over 20 years. Ray Gonzalez is with Oklahoma City-based Continental Resources.
We're going through an amazing energy renaissance in this country. If you think about it, just 5 years ago, we were importing 60% of our liquid needs into the U.S. Now we're only importing about 40%. And so how's that possible? It's through technology. So the oil industry, most people don't understand that. It's a very high technology industry. So if you think about horizontal drilling, that's really what's enabled us to really build on this energy renaissance. So think about someone taking a jump shot in basketball and hitting a shot from 4 miles away, okay? That's pretty impressive. Well, that's what we're doing in essence. So we're drilling down about 2 miles and then drilling across about 2 miles using a drill bit about the size of a basketball hoop. So you can see, technology-wise, it's really a fun industry, okay? So what does this all mean? It's creating jobs, okay? So the U.S. right now, about 10% of all jobs created last year were in the oil industry.
And nowhere faster than in North Dakota. Jack Dalrymple is governor of the state and says 2 innovations, both invented here in the U.S., has transformed their economy.
North Dakota is a great example of what a difference a technological breakthrough can make. In a span of just a few years, we have gone from 9th in the nation in oil production to 2nd in the nation, only to Texas. And it's entirely due to the technology of being able to drill horizontally and fracture shale rock with hydraulics. And that simple fact has basically led to an oil boom, like the olden days.
And truly unprecedented.
I think it's a whole new paradigm that we can actually consider the possibility of energy independence in North America. And I say North America because I think we need to include our Canadian neighbors in the picture. But, for most of my life, that notion was out the window. I mean, it was long gone. We had accepted the fact that we were totally dependent on imports for our energy. And, it has had huge implications in our foreign policy. It's obvious that, the cost of protecting our interests around the world have been huge. We're literally in the trillions of dollars. And now suddenly we have an opportunity to supply our own energy and then I think, reconsider the whole way that we look at the world situation.
But such success does come with its own set of challenges. A North Dakota pipeline rupture sent over 20,000 barrels of crude oil gushing across a farmer's wheat field, a cleanup that will cost in the millions and take years to complete. And while such accidents are detrimental, it is the industry's success in extracting hydrocarbons from beneath us that scares some scientists. A number of independent studies suggest that the world needs to stop emitting carbon dioxide by mid-century or risk serious climate change.
If we continue with our business as usual with our current pattern of fossil fuel emissions, we'll be there in a matter of decades.
Michael E. Mann is a Nobel Prize-winning climate scientist.
So if we're going to avoid crossing that threshold, we need to begin reducing our emissions fairly quickly. If we cross that threshold, many scientists who look at the impacts of climate change say that's where we really commit to some of the most damaging impacts of climate change. Far worse drought here in Oklahoma and heat here in Oklahoma than anything we've seen before.
Yet Mann says greenhouse gas emissions have begun to decline, thanks in part to new discoveries of cleaner burning natural gas.
Part of that transition may involve moving from a reliance on coal, which has a pretty heavy carbon footprint, to natural gas, which it turns out has about half the carbon footprint. So for every watt of power that you get out of natural gas, you're putting half as much CO2 into the atmosphere as if you're burning coal. And that's a significant improvement. In fact, it may be part of why we saw last year that there was actually a drop in U.S. Fossil fuel emissions, U.S. CO2 production.
From 2006 to 2012, U.S. production of natural gas grew by 30%, a growth that sent prices plummeting and usage up. In 2007, electric generation from coal-fired plants was at 50%. Today, that's dropped to 37%. A shift to cleaner burning fuel you can also see at the pumps. Per capita, Oklahoma has more CNG fueling stations than anywhere in the nation. With natural gas less than $1 a gallon, CNG vehicles do cost a bit more to purchase, but are less expensive to operate. An economic move that is environmentally friendly as well.
It's very difficult to talk about an energy issue that doesn't have an environmental component. And you can flip your hands around and run the other way around, and it's very difficult to talk about an environmental issue that doesn't have an energy component, especially in the state of Oklahoma. In your own frame.
Michael Teague is Oklahoma's Secretary of Energy and the Environment and says the state has energy options that rival anywhere in the world.
Oklahoma's been blessed with tremendous natural resources. One of the brightest spots for wind energy sits out here in the Panhandle. Obviously, the oil and gas that's been prevalent in this state for so long is such a huge piece of not just the economy, but the culture of this state. If you start with the resources, and the phrase that Governor Fallin uses is all the above. It is all of those resources. You have to bring all of those resources to bear. And then the question is, what do you do with them? And so that gets into the power generation. And so I think you need that diversification across all your power generation as well. And certainly there's great potential for wind and natural gas to be so complementary as you go forward.
Well, Oklahoma has long been pro-energy, and increasingly so is America. If you will, take a look at this. When you add up the green and the orange portions of this pie chart, 80% of Americans believe our government should expand the exploration of U.S.-based oil and gas reserves to lessen dependence on foreign oil, while 10% are neutral and only another 10% are against any expansion at all. But in the same poll conducted by Esquire magazine, the survey group also supports the government taxing industries that produce carbon emissions to help reduce pollution. Now, 76% feel strongly or somewhat strongly we should tax industries for their carbon footprint. Now, 13% are neutral on the issue, while just 11% oppose a carbon tax. So what is our takeaway? Well, it is this. While Americans are all for the new domestic energy sources, they want them to be safe and to not harm the environment. When we return, I sit down with Governor Mary Fallin to talk energy.